Here's another video, folks. And this issue about a politician, Graham Polo. This guy with a tattoo on his chest. Oh, you see it there. Nazi tattoo. And this was a very controversial back then, a month ago. It's a Graham Polo, I forgot his name now. But yeah, he went in for Maine. In for Maine, I think. And a lot of people are, one of the white liberals love him because he's progressive. And but this guy has a Nazi tattoo on his chest, and he just recently denounced it. They had it for 20 years. And the conservatives are attacking the Dems for this, and the liberals, because rightfully so, all of a sudden, he's running for office, and now he recognizes that this is a Nazi tattoo, or he changes views. How long was it progressive? Just recently? How about back then? Like 20 years ago. I guess he was drunk and he got the tattoo on his chest. And he was serving overseas. But this guy is I don't know. I wouldn't trust this guy, folks. This guy's a Nazi who believes in it. And he hasn't done anything to there's another video I might show you, folks. There's another video he's being exposed, kind of, and he just recently denounced it after 20 years. I mean, come on strongly against it. Everyone hasn't done it before. I mean, all of a sudden when he's running for office. So this guy is so the liberals getting slammed for it. This is like a month ago. This video. This on CNN. This clip. On Couch Politics, he covered it. This guy, content creative Latino guy. But yeah, they're hypocrites, folks. And it's still white supremacy either way. If you white liberals and some of these people are, you realize that now they I don't know. Some are racist, some are just. It's about them, white identity politics. So it'll be maybe two parties are like that. These people they just care about themselves, and there's virtual. But the liberals, the white liberals, is virtual signaling what they're doing. They don't really care about minorities, or I mean, and it's all about populism. But maybe that's kind of a code for for identity politics for them. I mean, but but it's not all of them though. But some of these people, they don't realize that. I mean, I don't know. It's hypocritical. They're right to be slammed by this by a guy like Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings is right, folks. And Anna Kasparin, even though she has terrible views, she's right. Of TYT, she's absolutely right. I mean,
At sea. And tonight, old social media posts may be coming back to haunt Graham Plattner.
Graham
He is
Plattner,
a Democratic
that's his name.
hopeful looking to fill Susan Collins'
His
seat.
name is Graham Plattner. Okay, I forgot his
And
name.
this week, Plattner said that he covered a chest tattoo that some people said looked like a Nazi symbol. And here's what it looks like right now. You can see it there. He claims that he didn't know what it meant when he got it.
Are you a secret Nazi?
I am not a secret Nazi. We did what Marines on Liberty do, and we decided to go get a tattoo. And we went to a tattoo parlor in Split, Croatia, and we chose a.
So it was in Croatia. And I think they said he was drunk. Someone was, but maybe let's see what he says here.
terrifying looking skull and crossbones off the wall because we were Marines, and you know, skulls and crossbones are a pretty standard military thing.
But CNN's K-File dug up Planter's now deleted Reddit post from 6 years ago that undercut that claim. In one thread, Plattner weighed in on a conversation about the Totenkopf, which is the Nazi version of the skull and crossbones, and someone else in the thread brought up the fact that some of the Navy SEALs use the so-called Punisher skull as their emblem. And Plattner writes in part, when I was in Ramadi as a Marine grunt, the SEAL platoon we worked closely with for the deployment all had the Punisher skull spray painted on their armor carriers. CNN also spoke to an acquaintance of Plattner's from more than a decade ago who said that he spoke about his tattoo resembling a Nazi symbol. And a second person told CNN that the acquaintance told them that Plattner had described it as a Nazi-style design. Plattner's campaign declined to comment on this story, but it goes from bad to worse. What now, Sochi? And why are so many Democrats unwilling to say this is not going to work? This is not acceptable.
Well, I think this new reporting might change things, and I think that he actually needs to think about getting out of the race. You just mentioned this is a high-stakes race. Democrats don't want to be talking about this next fall. This is a seat that potentially Democrats could flip that could cost us potential control of the Senate. And so I think that there needs to be a little bit more pressure on him to resign. I think that it has gone too far. And the fact that we are a year from the election and we are talking about a scandal involving, you know, something that at this point is solvable. If he were to get out of the race, Democrats could potentially have another rising candidate and could go ahead and beat Susan Hall.
I think there's another. The Democrat in the race though is not a progressive. That's a problem. And they're saying that this guy will beat Susan Collins. That's what they're saying. Maybe that's the polls. I think they did polls. Maybe. I think they did polls on it. They said this guy would win. So they need another progressive in there. The person they have now, but this woman's a DNC, and works for used to be for the DNC, and she works for she wants corporate Democrat, right? Well, he's right though. It doesn't look good. Cause they'll make this right now. Okay, maybe he'll win, but they're gonna make a whole shitload of campaign on this a year from now. And he end up losing, might be the difference. And she's not a Nazi, she's a regular Republican. See, if it was like a MAGA Republican, maybe he could say he could win. But Susan Collins a moderate Republican, and no, he's not gonna win. He'll win the primary. But I think the primary, this is before the primary. I don't know if they had the primary yet. I don't think so. But yeah.
At this point, if he moves forward, Democrats aren't winning the seat.
I hate to break the news to you, but he's winning the primary by 30 points.
Well,
Getting
like,
a
he
Nazi getting a
he's
Nazi
winning.
tattoo made him more popular.
I don't think
More
he made him more
popular among Democrats.
Hold on, he's winning the
We've got a guy
primary.
running for attorney general in Virginia who wants to murder
By 30.
Republicans, and he raised $5
Yeah, I forgot about that. He's winning the primary. But I don't know if the primary is over or not. It's a month, so it's still going on. So he could win the primary. And they're gonna lose. Well, they're gonna lose, folks. They're not gonna beat Susan Collins. This issue. They need a progressive to go win this race. Cause the other DNC, the other corporate Democrat, they're not gonna win either. So.
$100,000 off
People
of
have
it.
also
You got
said-
Nazi tattoo guy in Maine.
Yeah.
I sat out here for a year, 2 years, listening to every Democrat at this table say, Donald Trump's a Nazi. Biden's a Nazi. And your party is now in love with a guy with a Nazi tattoo who trained a left-wing paramilitary group and called himself an Antifa super soldier on the internet, and he's going up every day. Good luck.
Antifa. I don't know if it's true or not. Antifa, super soldier. But Antifa is, that means you're anti-fascist, so that's good actually. But he's right though. He's a Nazi. They call Trump a Nazi, and this guy has a Nazi tattoo. He's right though, folks. Can't go around calling people a Nazi. The Democrats can't, and they have Nazis in their party also. They can't do that.
Getting
Your president,
Good luck getting
the
him out.
person you nominated,
Good luck.
pardoned
He's right.
1,600 insurrectionists. I don't think the Republican
Because
Party
you're not gonna
room
wash
to
away the
right
Nazi
now.
tattoo with
I'm
cold
not
coffee.
saying, and what
Not
did I
gonna
just
work.
say? What did I just say? I said that he should resign.
Good luck.
And I think that Democrats should
Because
all
Scott, make
speak
an
out that he
argument that
should
he should
resign.
stay in. You seem
Well,
very eager to defend his
I am but a humble political analyst, and I will just tell you that when you're winning a race by 30 points, if a pundit on television tells you, "What do you think they about dropping out?" you laugh in their face.
I don't know.
This is a year out.
I feel
This
like
is
you
a
ought
year
to
out.
take the
Listen, I'm happy to be an anti-fascist super soldier.
Yeah.
I'm completely fine with that. But look at this little creep, Scott. He's so excited that this happened. Let me go at this weird fuck for a second. You see how he was obviously absent when those group texts came out from those Republicans? Like, he wasn't anywhere to be found on CNN. And I think Planner should go F himself. But I'll talk about that later. This
Thank
isn't,
you.
again, this isn't a theme in the Democratic Party. This isn't a pattern. I've said this 1,000 times. We can go with, how many things we can go with? We can go with, the Jews are starting the California fires with space lasers. How about we can go with, the Jews will not replace us chanting in the streets? How about the classic Nazi salute that Scott, along with damn near every Republican, defended and said, no, it wasn't that. It wasn't a Nazi salute. It was just spreading love. Yes, because the man that said empathy is a human flaw was spreading love. Hey, shut the F up. How about we can go with the white replacement theory that Republicans constantly talk about? Like, should we go more? How about more recent, right? They might bitch about that. Should we go more recent? What happened recently? Anything comes to mind? Yes, a week ago, the group of Republicans saying they love Hitler and want gas chambers for their opponents. Like, why is no one bringing that up to Scott? You know, what Hitler and the Nazis violently did to the Jewish people? Your party talks about this. That they want to do this to their opponents. How about even more recent? Just 2 days ago, that Trump nominee, Paul Iglesias, something like that, saying he has a bit of a Hitler streak. Like, I mean, come on, Bobby, what are we doing here? Cut the shit.
the agreement when it's happening. I mean, so she's saying pretty clearly
I
he
want
should leave
Democrats.
the race.
I want Democrats to be who they are. This is who they
This
are.
is
No,
not
that
who
is
they
not
are.
who they are.
You're
Why?
saying that
And he's wrong about
everyone
some of them
are
are.
Nazis? Is
I'm
that
saying
what
it's
you're
very,
saying
it's
to
very
me?
on brand
It's
right
very
now.
hard.
Very on
I
brand.
understand.
No, they're not. He's just trolling.
Really, like, are you suggesting?
He's just trolling. He's just trolling, folks. But he knows that they're not like this. But he's right, though. They're hypocritical. That's what he's saying.
Like a person who wears a Nazi tattoo because he was in the military or whatever is representative of the entire Democratic Party. Is that the?
I'm only reading the polling, Abby. When all this story broke and he started talking about it, he literally got more popular. He's beating the incumbent governor
You
of
realize,
30
you
points.
realize that he's running in
That's
one
not really.
state in Maine, and you're also saying that because
I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, folks. I think because of the policies. Because Mondani won New York. I think because of the. I don't think because he's Nazi. I think because of the policies, actually. And he's progressive. That's why he voted. They voted. They want this guy instead of the corporate Democrat. He's running against. So he's wrong there. But because Mondani won the New York election because of the progressive policies. But he could win. Well, he's gonna win the primary in spite of that. But he's gonna win. Is he gonna win it? gonna win the general. I think the other woman's right that he's not gonna win against what's her name, Susan Collins. Nope.
He's representative of the Democratic Party. He said this is who they are. Who is they?
Look at the polling. Look at the energy.
This is
Look,
not about
this
the
is
polling.
who
This
they
is not
want.
about the
This
polling.
is who they want. Bernie Sanders wants them.
It does
The
not.
beating heart of the Democratic
Yeah.
Party, where their
Sanders,
energy is, wants the Nazi tattoo guy.
See, that says a lot.
95% of
That says about Bernie Sanders, folks. That says it all. Bernie Sanders. It's like they're willing to throw people under the bus. And that's another issue about people say that the other issue. I mean, throw groups of people under the bus. Bernie Sanders did that before, but that's another issue. Anyways,
Democrats polled in that state did say that he stands with their value, and that was after the initial.
What was the number?
75%.
75%.
Real clear politics. So
That's
that was after, and again, who knows? Maybe this ultimately will be disqualifying, what the K-file has reported. But nothing thus far, even very incriminating reports, haven't been enough to assuage or concern voters and encourage him to drop out. And it's an interesting point because, you know, Bernie Sanders, a lot of folks, even just this morning, continue to stand by him. So I'll wait to see what this new report does.
Let me
but
play
there's no reason
what
to
Bernie
concern.
Sanders has said about this. Let's play the Bernie clip.
I think that this country is about anything. It's about understanding that every person, me, you, everybody else has done dark moments in our history, and we go on.
So you're standing by your endorsement?
Absolutely.
That's embarrassing.
So
I'm sorry, that's
Yeah.
embarrassing because
yep.
look, I understand that why the reason so many Democrats are holding the line is because they're looking at the Republicans and they're saying they always hold the line and it doesn't matter how embarrassing, how awful their candidate is. And so they're saying we need to do the same thing. And I'm saying, no, don't do the same thing. Who doesn't represent me? We need to assess our entire American political value system. Having a Nazi tattoo should be disqualified. Period. In a sentence.
Yeah.
Like, this guy doesn't represent the values of the Democratic Party. He represents maybe the values of Maine, which is frightening enough.
Yep.
And I'm just saying that, like,
These are
I
great
don't think
points.
the way that you return fire.
I agree. She's right, folks. Maybe the people of Maine like him. This says something about them, folks. Says something about the people of Maine, I guess.
With the Republicans is by going as low and as ridiculous as they do. Like, you know, you can't stand yourself apart. You know what they say about arguing with a fool? From a distance, you can't tell who is who. And right now, it's like the reason that people make those arguments about both parties being the same is because of stuff like this.
Yep.
So,
Thank you.
You acknowledge that some of this polling that we're talking about is before all of this. There are two things that you should keep in mind. One is that he initially claimed that
So it was
he didn't
before.
know the connection between.
So it was before this. Maybe that's why. But maybe it's for the policies, not for the Nazi tattoo. I think Scott Jennings is wrong on that front. And maybe it's the policy, actually.
Between the tattoo and Nazi symbols. He said while he was in the military, he enlisted in the army. It involves a full physical exam of all the tattoos that he has. It never got flagged. He passed a full background check to receive a security clearance to join the ambassador to Afghanistan security detail. Not flagged in any of those situations. However, CNN's reporting today finds that in a 2020 online discussion that he said that the SS Lightning Bolt tattoos were a culture marker within the Marine Scout sniper units. That is something that is probably worth scrutiny if that is true. He also says he has no idea what they're talking about and about the criticism of it, and I will be sure to inform the black guys I know with bolts that they're Nazis now.
Oh,
So
I got a black
so again,
okay.
look, I do think that
Yeah, Jamel's right. Like, you guys, do you see how black people just get thrown into things? This is probably the furthest thing away from black people. This is amazing. Jamel is right. I got a black friend comment. That's exactly what that was.
Mhm.
So I can't possibly be a racist, right? Look at my black friend. Look at my Afghanistan driver. Like, Hispanic Monopoly man, Geraldo Rivera said yesterday. Like, plus, I want to see this boat. these two F-balls, Nazi tattoos on a black man. I don't believe that shit. F that. I want to see that. And again, I need to say this. White people out there, what the F is this obsession with this little tweaky murderous freak Hitler?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to get anyone riled up, but I need to be direct. We all need to when discussing these conversations. I know it's not all white people, obviously. When I'm talking about these things, I'm never talking in absolutes. I don't believe in that kind of things. Guys, black and brown people don't get caught up ever having one of these Nazi tattoos or whatever, or any type of racist tattoo. So there is, without a shadow of a doubt, a racial element here in my belief, in my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. A white dominance thing, there's something there. I mean, or is it just that, oh, he was this evil white figure, Hitler, in history, so I'm white, so I'll get the tattoo because that correlation? You think it looks cool? Honestly, I don't understand. It just confuses me. I've watched these World War II documentaries recently, and it's just effing horrific what the Nazis did. I mean, really unimaginable. To be glorifying these monsters is beyond my comprehension. What is going on in people's minds and hearts? I cannot begin to understand. Let the Republicans be the party of bigots,
Yep,
of racists.
exactly.
Let them be that. You will not have my support and people like me if we get into this working accepting. Like, where does how far do we go? If somebody says the N word, do we just let it go because hey, we let this other guy go with a Nazi tattoo?
Oh,
Are you effing kidding me?
she didn't let Sister Soldier go. She said something controversial about white folks. Yeah, she's immediately let go. I mean, she supported the Democratic Party, and they threw her under the bus. So they didn't let her. They just, and this guy is far worse. I mean, she just said something hypothetical. I mean, they let her go. They denounced her from the party. Well, she supported. I guess she was a Democrat. Well, she rocked with the Democrats, and she denounced her. Yep. But this guy's a not tattoo, and it's okay. I mean, certain things he believes, and let's see, that's a lie. Then all 25, see, 6 years ago, he knowed about the tattoo. I mean, they say he didn't know until now, or yeah, up to at that time. Well, he just found out about it. He was saying, but 6 years ago, he knows about it. Yeah, see on the Reddit chat or whatever. So that's a lie there. So this guy, I don't know. There's something there, folks. Some kind of it's like a white identity politics going on. That's what this is, folks. That's why we can't like these leftists, white leftists. I mean, you can't get the support. Maybe that's why the Democrats lose. Also, think about that. Like they just it's really about them, not about I guess poor whites, but never in poor whites, but the working class. Not just the working class. It's about race also. So they really care about. It comes off as they care about one type of working class, and that's white. Seems like it. That's what it seems like it, folks. And people are not gonna. They're not gonna vote anyhow. Black people, especially in America, they say, "Oh, there's nothing for me. This system. I'm not gonna vote. I stay home. Screw you." I don't blame them. It's only for them. And it's only for white folks in this country as well. That's what they believe, probably. The Americans. lawmakers just stay home. Yeah, I don't believe it. It's not gonna change. Certain people get, and the rich, white rich people, it's not gonna change. They're not advocating for me. And screw them. I don't care. And then the FBAs, they say, all that happens to them, because they see videos, white people, and TikTok videos, they complain about cost of living, food prices, and they said, huh? They and they shame them, the black people, especially FBA. They shame them. They said, well, we don't care. We're not going to do nothing. Yeah, that's why you don't blame them for staying home protesting. I'm not staying home. I'm not going out for these people because they don't care about us. These white folks, they don't care. And I don't blame them in that sense. But eventually, they're going to have to go. They're going to come for them. Trump's going to come for them, the black folks. So they're going to have to defend themselves. Hopefully, they'll defend themselves. But I think they should care about other brown people getting. That's the thing, though. Other brown people getting locked up, rounded up by ICE. I think they should care about it, though. I mean, fellow immigrants, even the black immigrants, are getting rounded up. But you know when they don't show it more. They're not showing the mostly Latinos. But black immigrants are getting rounded up too. So I think the FBI they're making a mistake by not being disinterested. But I don't understand why now. You see that why they went out there, not gonna protest or nothing. Some guys like this, I mean, and Bernie Sanders, I mean, supporting this guy. I mean, he's a Holocaust, well, his family, Holocaust survivor. I guess, I don't know, folks. You wonder, folks, what's going on. Anyways, keep this going. Alright, this end.
This new information is new information, and it will be interesting to see what happens to some of that polling once voters have this information, because I do think it shows a bit of a different picture of, first of all, his truthfulness. I think that's in question. But secondly, whether or not he was fully aware of what he was getting into when he went there.
Yeah, well, now he's lied about it. That's on the record. But I'm not confident that we're going to see Bernie Sanders or some of these folks call on him to drop out. But I guess it is too soon to tell.
Bernie Sanders isn't the head of the Democratic Party. I think
He's not?
Absolutely not. Don't even have
Where's the energy?
Where's
the energy of the party?
Here is what I will tell you.
Schumer wants Mills.
Scott,
Sanders wants this guy, and he's winning by 30.
let me tell you, this polling happens at this stage in a race. These are very engaged voters. These are not necessarily, and even then, not all voters right now are completely engaged in this race. So I will say that it will be interesting to see where the polling goes. Republicans will rush to try to make this person the head of the Democratic Party.
Remember,
I will just warn you. I don't know.
Remember Obama? He had to denounce his Reverend Wright. Remember that, folks? I have to say this. This is far worse than that too. He said something about America, which is true though, Reverend Wright. About the wars they do. That's what he's talking about. But back then the media just clamped on him, and Obama had to denounce his pastor. He passed away years ago. Rest in peace, Reverend. But yeah, Obama had to come out and did a speech about race. I think that's after he denounced his pastor. I mean, some say he shouldn't have done it. He talked about America. Reverend Wright is right. What he said talked about the wars America has done in the South, like Southern, like the global South. What you've done, supported governments, and the Vietnam War. Korean War, the massacres they did. You know, the Malian massacre. He talked about that. Reverend Wright. That's what he's talking about. And people took it as the media framed it as he hates America. That's what he's talking about. That's what they took it as. He hates America, Reverend Wright, and he's a terrorist and all this and that. See, the media flipped it around. But what he's saying is right about America. What in the past, that's what they're saying about the thing they've done. And he used to talk about American slavery too. So, and he's a pastor, Obama's pastor, church in Chicago. So he had to denounce him. But he would have won the. Was it president? Yeah, he won. Yeah, he maybe he would have still won the presidency, or maybe he wouldn't. But most of I don't know. Then again, might have lost the presidency. Anyways.
How many times over the last few months you guys have said that it is dangerous whenever you're calling Donald Trump or anyone else a name like a Nazi or a any sort of other name, and it leads to violence? I would be careful to frame all Democrats as
he
Nazis.
literally
He
has
has
the
a Nazi
tattoos?
tattoo. He
Yeah.
literally has a Nazi tattoo. The party,
Yeah, he has
that is
it.
not the position of the entire party.
Okay.
It is so
You
you're
know they're not
gonna sit
Nazis.
there and say it doesn't matter what
He
he
knows they're not Nazis. Come on, Scott knows this, folks. He knows he's just joking around. He's trolling you guys. He knows this. They're not Nazis.
He is not
He is totally
the
unknown.
entire
Listen,
party.
listen, I understand you don't want to have this guy.
Shut your baby mama ass up. Looking. What the hell is wrong with some of these panelists? Just bring up the effing pattern, the theme in the Republican Party. This is a one-off. Find me anyone else that's Nazi sympathetic on the Democrat side. Like, bring up all the examples. There's so many of them. This party is filled to the brim with bigotry. They will not be able to explain it away. The Nazi saluting, the chanting Jews will not replace us. Space lasers, like they will be freaking out. Those text messages that just came out. Gas chamber, Mr. I love Jewish people. Have them ask them about the corner him about that. Like, just bring up the pattern, the constant examples. Corner them. Don't let them dominate the conversation.
I wouldn't either. He is a totally unknown guy, comes out of nowhere. He's got the full support of the left-wing, progressive, Sanders wing of the Democratic Party. And like,
Yeah, he's right about that, folks. He has the support of Sanders. I think he has some of the the mainstream progressive he has. I think even I don't know if he had AOC didn't. No, I don't think AOC. AOC. I don't think she supported him. I don't think the squad. I think the squad doesn't support him. I don't think they haven't at that time. They haven't come out and supported the squad. Except for maybe AOC, she might have supported him. I'm trying to remember. Bernie has. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if AOC has. Some of the progressive on the line, the online progressive has. I mean,
Everybody
he's
in the
beating.
is who supports Bernie Sanders.
Yes, look at the polling.
Yeah.
And here's the most important thing.
Bernie
He's
Sanders
beating the incumbent governor of the state by 30 points. This isn't happening in a vacuum. People are comparing an establishment figure like Mills and this insurgent left-wing radical like Plattner, and they're like, you know what? We'll take the Nazi tattoos. It's fine. And I think look,
Well,
it may
there
be
is
early,
reporting.
but people are following this
It's
race,
early.
and the polling is pretty clear. It's not that close.
Look, I think this is not obviously the first time that we've had an unsavory candidate endorsed by the establishment, despite his past words. That happened in an
endorsed by the establishment. She is.
Excuse me, but I'm saying, like, you're suggesting that this is representative of the Democratic Party. I'm just saying, in the past, there was a Senate race in Alabama, in which Donald Trump endorsed the candidate who had said all kinds of inflammatory things, all kinds of skeletons in his closet, And they ended up losing that Senate race to a Democrat. So it's happened before. This wouldn't be the first time. And by the way, I mean, I do think both of you seem reluctant to take yes for an answer at this table, at least. You have two Democrats basically saying, this guy should go, and you guys are very insistent that
they are.
he's a representative of the Democratic Party when they're making it clear that he's
I
not.
just don't think this guy. Look, he doesn't answer to you. I mean, I wish he did, and I wish you were in charge. He answers to the energy base in your party, and right now the energy is behind these left-wing progressive kinds of candidates. This is
We're
who they
talking
want.
about this at the end of the show. Zoran Mondani feels like another example. Obviously, he doesn't have a Nazi tattoo, but there's a lot of alarming reporting coming out about his ties to terror sympathizers. So it seems like there is at least a
Ties over terrorist sympathizer. All right, as you noted, we will talk about it.
He's not a terrorist sympathizer. And he won. Haha. Jokes on you, New York Post. And their anti-Muslim, Islamophobic view.
Somebody get the IT guy here. This robot is effing up again. Mom, Donnie, like, why are you? These people can't help their bigotry. They just really can't help it.
Exactly.
So this is my thoughts, guys, and I would love to know your perspective on this. But I can make this very simple. This is horrible what Planet did. In my belief, he should be effing gone.
Yep.
There's no space for this kind of shit. If you haven't noticed, I'm a hardliner when it comes to this kind of racist crap. If you haven't noticed yet. I can turn the cheek on a lot of things. And mistakes or crap you said, and you apologize, and the content of your character shows that you aren't this type of person, right? We all make mistakes. But I'm not voting for someone, and I may be alone here, who said the effing N-word either. I mean, it's very simple for me. Just put this as an example. I'm pragmatic enough to understand that we need to win, right? We need to take away power from these maniacs. Sure, yes, but there is a line that if you cross, I will say, F all of you. And that
what cost they want to win? Throw people on the bus and destroy your own values, go against your own values. That's what they want. Some of these white liberals. Maybe it's not. Maybe some of these are. Maybe this is their. Some of these. Maybe he's right. Maybe Scott's right, folks. Some of these people are like that. Maybe the voters see that. Some of them, and they elect them to have too. And hey, this guy is a white guy. Maybe they're white nationalists, and they support him. You know, on the left though. And it's all about the whites. Some kind of white nationalism on the left. I think there is kind of that. I mean, I don't like immigrants because there are a lot of homophobic and racist people on the left, on the left too. I say homophobic. I mean xenophobic, maybe homophobic, xenophobic and racist people on the left too. I'm not going to end this, folks. He doesn't have anything to say.
Racist shit is one of them. Let me know in the comments, but I see that as, again, what else do we excuse? Are we gonna excuse someone saying the N-word and hey, well, we got this guy with a tattoo? How far do we go?
I'm gonna end it too, folks. He's gonna end it. He's wrapping up. I'm gonna wrap up. What do you think about this, folks? Graham Palmer. This is about quite a while ago. I didn't check the polls now if he's still leading in the primaries. I'd like to see it if he is. But folks, I'm out. And what do you think of this? Till the next one.